Hi, my name is Dr. Melissa Gratias. I want to help you be more organized and effective at work. Today I'd like to tell you the story about a client named Amy, a long-term client with whom I'd worked on processes and workflows in her solo practitioner attorney practice. Okay, so remember the fact that she's the only attorney in the firm, just because that'll become relevant in just a moment. So Amy had called me up one day and said, "Guess what, Melissa?" "What?" "I'm pregnant." Yay! Very good news, very exciting. Did I mention that she was the only attorney in the office? So she said, we've got to strategize. We've got to plan what's going to happen to keep this firm running, because she had 2 staff people, to keep this firm running while I'm on maternity leave. Okay, so came in to her office and we had a session where we were strategizing about this. So if you are in a situation where you need to take leave from work for whatever reason, and honestly this is probably good advice anytime you're a leader, to be honest with you, but let's talk about leave for just a second. There are 3 major things that you need to do. Number 1, you need to think through what I call if-then scenarios. If this happens, then this should happen. It's a great way to think through the actions and reactions that need to happen in your absence, particularly. Things that maybe you just do by default because you've done them so many times. You know, if client ABC calls with this kind of problem, then react this way. You just have that knowledge, but you need to share that knowledge with the other people in your workplace so that they can have similar reactions in your absence. So think through your if-then scenarios, number 1. Number 2, Amy she couldn't completely withdraw from work. It just wasn't feasible. She didn't want to lose her entire practice, and people didn't stop having legal problems because she was on maternity leave. So Amy scheduled a regular meeting with her staff, something they could anticipate, they could look forward to. They could save up their non-urgent questions and bam, give them to her all at once, rather than peppering her with questions all day, every day, while she's trying to get some sleep and get an infant fed and watered, and etc. So she had weekly meetings with her staff. They were not canceled, they were anticipatable, I don't know if that's a word, but the staff knew that these things were coming, and it was a great comfort to them to realize we will have time with Amy. And it will happen on Tuesday, for example. So number 1, devise your if-then scenarios. Number 2, plan to have regular meetings. It could be that you do get to completely extract yourself from work, but if you don't, plan those communications. Number 3, designate when your staff should reach out to you urgently and when they should just handle things themselves. Staff can sometimes get into a habit of checking with the boss in situations where maybe they don't necessarily need to. But because you're right there, because the boss is right in the office next to them, it becomes easy. It's just something we do. Don't allow those assumptions of when I check with boss to operate when boss is not in the office. Designate when you want to be called, texted, emailed, whatever, urgently, and when they should just go to the if-then scenarios. So this is Dr. Melissa Gratias. Did you see a piece of yourself in Amy's story? If so, reach out to me on my website, melissagratias.com. That's MELISSAGRATIAS.com. Mention this video and you can receive a free 45-minute assessment of your workplace organizing needs. Thanks for watching and have a great and productive day.